Have you heard of the new addition to the Go for Donnie podcast? I haven't either, but it's called Switch to Channel 2. That is where Donnie will get to ask his guests some questions so you, the listener, get to know them better. And remember, hashtag HTFU.
Hey guys, welcome to Go for Donnie Switch to Channel 2. Jim is back. Thanks for being on, Jim. Jim, we have 5 random questions. So Switch to Channel 2 is whenever you're on set, when you had some chatter, you'd always reach back and you'd switch that dial to Channel 2. You'd have your little chatter, everyone else would listen in, and then you'd go back to your respective channels. So that's what we're doing right now. So I got just 5 random questions. First one, what got you into off-roading?
You know what, man? When I was a kid, my dad raced Jeeps. My 2 of my great uncles raced Jeeps. So I kind of grew up with being surrounded by the off-road industry and racing and just Jeeps. So it's literally, I have a picture. I was like 3 or 4 months old sitting on my dad's 1971 CJ5 Jeep hood. So I've been around it my entire life. And I've always been lucky to be mechanically inclined. But, when you're 5 years old in the 70s and your dad's yelling at you to hand you a 9/16 and you hand him a 5/8 and he's like, "That's not a 9/16." And you're just like, oh, man. So, right? I've been really lucky to be around it literally my entire life.
I'm so lucky. We've been around not racing and stuff. We always had sleds and motorcycles and boats and stuff to screw around with, but never really had it like prevalent racing. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, and probably my late teens, I took a step away, just not as far as the off road, but went into the military, and then Barb and I moved.
That's right.
Barb and I moved to Northern California. We got stationed at Travis Air Force Base. And then we ended up buying another 4-wheel drive, and then we started wheeling again. It's always been a part of my life, and it's been a part of our kids' life. And then Barb's my co-driver now, and so it's been a good ride. It's definitely been a good ride for what we've been able to do.
And what races do you guys do? Notable ones that everyone would know. I know there's one. Isn't there one at State Line in Nevada?
Yeah. Yeah,
I want to say
that usually, at State Line, that's usually the Mint, right there between Nevada and California. But we race King of the Hammers. We race the Mint. We race the Baja 500. We race Vegas to Reno, Silver State 300. You name all the big races. That's what we race. We've been super lucky with it, and our sponsors are like, man, we love what you're doing, and those are the races we want you to see. So. This year in 2024, we won our class at King of the Hammers in 2024.
Wow, that's
awesome. And then we were the only truck in our class to finish the Baja 500.
Holy crap. Congrats. Yeah. That's so cool.
So it's awesome. Barb, it's been great because we've been married for 33 years. She's a 2-time breast cancer survivor. She's tougher than I am. But I've had a lot of different co-drivers, but we've been married long enough. She knows my body language and I know her body language. And we both know when to shut the fuck up in the truck and just race. So the closer we get to the finish, Donnie, there is no talking. The only talking there ever is if I'm driving too fast and I'm going to wreck the truck sooner or later. And she'll be like, dude, because this is Channel 2, but if she's like, slow this motherfucker down because we're not going to cross the finish line. We're going to wreck this thing. And I'm like, okay. Because I just know, dude. I know when she needs to say what she needs to say. I'm like, she's totally right. So it's been really cool. If I could just learn that in an argument, I think I'd be way better off, dude. But I haven't figured that out after 33 years of marriage, dude. I'm just
because you're going through an argument. You got to be going 80 plus miles an hour in your argument, and then maybe you can think better.
Yeah, and that's when we finished Baja this year. We were in the truck for 26 hours, and we finished. Vegas to Reno, and that was 17 hours. But you literally go through every emotion that you possibly can. And I don't care if you're a husband or wife, but it makes it easier when you're driver and co-driver. But you're questioning your existence on this earth. Like, why do we even do this? This is the dumbest shit we've ever done.
Just getting the shit beat out of you for 18 hours. That's got to, like halfway through, you got to be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I doing this?
100%.
blow a
Yeah,
tire, because you're out there by yourself. You have to do everything yourself.
that's it. Yeah, you're just relying on the driver and the co-driver. You're relying on each other, and that's the way it works out. So, but it's been really cool. And what's even been more awesome is obviously because I've never got to race with Barb before. Now I get to race with her. So when I come home, I don't have to tell the stories to her. She's like, "Oh, that sounds cool." She's in the stories, and she's like, and that's I have a saying, dude. Racing for us, it's not something we want to do. It's something we have to do. It's in you, because people will race and be like, it's okay, but when you will sell off your firstborn to make sure you have enough money to build your race truck, that's what you'll do. So
You're legit.
legit, yeah.
You're really legit. Now, what about the Rubicon Trail, the Appalachian? I know you said you went to New Zealand. Can you share any of those stories? Because that's like freaking amazing that one, it's amazing to go and do these things. Two, you're doing these things and you're probably getting paid money to do these things.
Yeah, unfortunately, we get paid to do this stupid cool stuff. Okay, the Rubicon Trail is probably one of the most. We live in Moab. You know how beautiful it is here. But hands down, Rubicon is not like the hardest trail you're ever going to do, but it's going to be the most beautiful, and it's going to be super difficult. If you're an experienced wheeler and your rig's built really well, and you've got some stuff on your side, it's cool. But if you're not experienced and you have a minimally built rig, it's a hard trail, because once you get in the middle of it, you're talking boulders this big around, rolly rock, but it is just, it's gorgeous out there, and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. And
Wow.
it's Sierra Nevadas, Northern California. You get to Spider Lake, you get to you leave from Loon on Hot Rock, and then you cruise to Spider, and then Buck Island, and then once you get to the springs with the slabs, I don't know if you're familiar with the slabs, but it's where the Rubicon River runs through it, and it's just slabs of huge granite, and just water cascades across it, and it's only this deep. Dude, you can wait out there when it's 85 degrees, because 85 degrees at 7,600 feet, it's hot.
Yeah.
And just lay out there all day and have some cocktails, and you can't explain it, dude. You have to do it. You have to do it. It's beautiful.
I've not done the Rubicon yet.
Dude, so I know you got a friend that has some Jeeps. And this is no bullshit. Donnie, if you and your wife or anybody would ever want to come out, bro, we'll trailer a couple Jeeps, and if you want to shoot it or do podcasts, whatever, and we could have some what's Elon Musk's Wi-Fi? That's what we have.
Oh, Starlink. Oh yeah, Starlink. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So we have Starlink. If you would want to ever, and I really fucking mean this, bro, if you ever want to come out and do that, you are more than welcome. Anytime in July and August.
Oh, right. In July.
No.
July,
it's
August.
Not hot. It's really cool. It's not fucking Moab, you guys. You bastards with your Top Gear shoots.
Oh, that was funny. So, July or August. You're like,
yeah. But no. July and August, it's the best time in the Rubicon for sure. Because sometimes the trail won't open until early June.
Oh.
Just because of the elevation. But if you ever want to come out, man, I really mean this. Let me know. Barb and I will drop everything and run through the Rubicon. I've probably done it 300 times. And by hands down, it's one of my most favorite trails in the world.
Wow.
By far.
Oh, we'll have to take you up then. We'll set up something. That'd be fun to shoot.
And then obviously New Zealand. I've never been to New Zealand before until 2018 when we did the JL launch, and then 2019 for the JT launch. But probably I was lucky. I was in the Air Force, so I got to travel. By the time I was 22, I'd been around the world 5 times.
Wow.
But I'd never been to New Zealand, and the culture and the people and just the land is some of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life, by far.
Just majestic.
Yes, sir. Definitely majestic. And same thing with the Baja racing culture. Everybody gets scared, like, oh, you're going to Ensenada, you're going to drive across the border in Tijuana. I've been through Tijuana a million times. I picked up my friends in the Tijuana airport in Ensenada, and we pre-run it. So the first time, I had a hard time talking Barb. Barb's raced for a number of years now, but I had a hard time talking her down there. And all my good friends are like, dude, you need to go race Baja. You need to go. And obviously I've raced for a long time, and Baja 500 or 1,000, that's kind of your crown jewel right there. And I kept trying to talk her into it because we had our desert truck, and I was like, let's go down. So I made her watch this movie. Well, I didn't make her. I was like, hey, but I actually make her. I made her watch this movie called Dust to Glory 2. And it's all about the Baja scene. I was like, just watch this. If you don't want to go, I'll drop it. Which I wouldn't have dropped it. I still would have said, we're fucking going to race Baja. And she watched, and she's like, let's go. So everybody, we vacation in Mexico a million times, down south of Cancun, safe and this and that. Anyway, I got her down there. We crossed the border, and then you go to these little dirt towns that literally have no pavement, just villages. You're eating the best food, you're drinking the best beer, and you're really, you're infused with these just culture. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Oh, that's so cool.
I would rather race anywhere in Mexico compared. The States have great races, but just the culture and how you feel and how they make you feel. We've never felt unsafe ever down there, and we've raced down there for almost 3 years now. And it's just great. But the courses are awesome. The people are even better. And just the food. And it's real Mexico for us. Like, we've been down to the resorts. And that's great. I love it. But, man, you go to real Mexico where you're 200 miles in the middle of the desert where you're like, there's a fucking
That's nuts
in here? Oh, shit. It's really cool. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on, man. But
no, I love that.
Yeah, man. If anybody ever has the chance to go race Mexico or be involved with a pit crew or anything like that, I highly, highly suggest it for Score or Nora on their 500s or 1000s. Wow. If you can race from the San Felipe side to Ensenada, down to far south Baja, big vacation town.
Cabo?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Cabo San Lucas?
Cabo. Yeah, where the 1000 is.
Yeah.
You race everywhere in between through the desert. Oh, okay. I'll stop talking about it,
That's
man.
nuts. No, I love
experience, dude.
I love Mexico. Yeah. I have not raced down there, but I've been down there for Mexico.
Just go down there and just feel happy and don't worry about anything. You can always be at the wrong place at the wrong time anytime you want.
Yeah, I was down in Chetumal.
Dude, where the hell is that?
That's on the border of Belize and Mexico.
Oh, I bet that's so beautiful.
It was amazing. I was there for 2 months shooting Naked and Afraid. We were in the jungle out there.
Dude, I didn't know you were involved with Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, I did a few episodes of Naked and Afraid. Oh, yeah. In
shit.
Mexico, Belize, Guyana, and where else? One other place. Somewhere. Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy because we religiously watch that show, and I don't know if I would want to, just because of the bugs. When you get down into the jungle, that looks miserable, dude.
Oh, so it's miserable being clothed, right? Just being clothed is miserable, let alone not having any clothes on.
Right.
And the ticks get in places that, nooks and crannies, it's just, I don't know.
Dude, just so you know, I love you, brother, and we're tight. I would check you for ticks.
Thanks. That's what we were doing in the desert that night with our shirts off. We were checking each other for ticks.
Oh,
Senior
was
so
getting
funny, man. Tick checked. Yeah, that's funny. No, that's a crazy show. I mean, we haven't had anyone on or talked about my time or some stories on that, but hopefully in the future I'll have a few guests to talk about Naked and Afraid, because
so cool.
It's crazy. I mean, just being in the jungle is just crazy enough, and having to be clothed in the jungle, I just don't understand how people, do that show without clothes. Because, like you said, there's bugs everywhere, and they get knackered and bit up in their feet. And I'm like, oh, ow, no.
You see hundreds of mosquito bites and all that. Dude, I was like, oh, I'm a man among men, but we watch. I'm like, I don't think I could do that. That'd be miserable. Probably where it's a little cold and some other shit, but maybe not. I have no idea. You know the show, so
you're more desert dweller. So you're in Moab. You're back in Moab. What draws you to Moab?
I think obviously our daughter and our son-in-law is here, and we have 2 grandkids now. I'm a fucking grandpa. 53.
Congratulations! So, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's literally the best in the entire world, because there's no stress or pressure. Like, well, we really can't mess the kids up because they're grandkids. So here you go. But just to be involved with them growing up, and just they're obviously we're grandparents. We think we have the most beautiful grandkids, like every grandparent does. But they're super smart. And then I think the draw for Moab is obviously that. But this is where we kind of started what we're doing now. I'm a little older, and I don't want to live in Moab full time anymore. So we're full time RVers now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So we started that February of last year. So we're coming up on a year of being full time motorhome. So we opened a new Jeep rental store in Silverton, Colorado, which we had a Jeep rental store there before back in 2013 and 14. And we're kind of going back to some of our roots, but getting back to Moab, there's a draw here because this is where we built what we're doing now, and we have sponsors, and then we just meet a lot of people. And we moved back. We've been here, we've lived here for almost 2.5 years, and decided Moab's changed a lot. It's super expensive. I mean, we could afford to live here and be house poor, and we make a decent living. We're not rich by any means. We're not poor. We just work every day, all day long. But trying to afford to live here now, and then the people here are completely different than what we're used to. So I think we're going to end up in Montrose, Colorado,
Oh, Montrose. That's not too
which would be
far.
a shocker. Which we'll still
Yeah.
have roots in Moab because we need to come here for work and business, and to see our friends and sponsors that come in, and still do our runs and everything like that. But Montrose, after we went up there for the summer in our motorhome, and lived in Silverton, we started a Jeep rental store up there. And then so Barb and I, we would actually cruise into Montrose because that's like the big city close to Montrose. So you have Durango or Montrose. We preferred Montrose. It's a little blue collar, little redneck farm country, and obviously looking at me like that's what I like. So land is affordable, homes are affordable, people are so nice there, and it's the culture that draws us there. And we did okay up in Silverton this year, so we'll split some time between Silverton, Montrose, Moab, and then we're heading down to. I've got a big build that we're doing right now. It's called the Morphodite. It's
The
for stone.
Morphodite.
The Morphodite, dude. It's the most god awful build I've ever done in my entire life. It's literally Donnie, a 1976 Bronco with you're talking motor, tranny, T case, running gear, frame with the CJ7 body sitting on top of it and everything. Yeah, see your eyes
What?
right there?
What?
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. So, but it's for a guy we built another Jeep for. So Barbara and I dropped off the Jeep we built 2 years ago, and he's like, "Well, hey, your trailer's empty. You just want to take this back and build it?" I was like, "Not really. No, I don't." He's like, "Just do it." So we did. No good deed goes unpunished, brother, and
Of
that's where
course.
I'm at right now. So as soon as we finish that, we're gonna head to Pahrump, Nevada. So it's just outside of Vegas because Barb and I lived in Vegas for 5 years. Love it. People love Vegas or hate Vegas. It's not the strip that draws it to us or draws us to it. It's just the culture, I guess. I guess we really like a lot of culture. That's why I was talking about Mexico, going down there, in the desert. We love the desert. So, but I don't. Barb can live in the desert heat year round. I can't. So we found Montrose. I'm like, this is really nice. Maybe 7 months in Montrose, a little time in the desert. So she's happy, I'm happy, and we're gonna try to make a living from there. So
That's awesome. And it's in
yeah,
Montrose, like only a couple hours from Moab.
dude, Montrose is
Like
literally
it's
2 hours and 45 minutes away, so it keeps us close to the grandkids about 8 months out of the year. So
nice.
which is really nice for us. So we're
Ah,
super excited about it. Yeah.
that's awesome. And what about your team, your race? What's your race team name, by the way?
You
Do you
know
guys have a
what?
name?
Basically, well, we're high desert racing for sure, but we have a lot of really
Oh,
great sponsors.
yeah, your
We're
shirt. Duh.
sponsored with yeah, that's us. That's our logo. That's our whole thing. Hercules tires. They came on really big for us a couple of years ago, and without them, our race dream it wouldn't die. But man, our race dream is attainable, and we can keep our team together for years to come. So we signed a great contract with those guys. We have Armorlight, Terraflex. Everybody's been so phenomenal for us. So we really appreciate the support, and for what everybody does for us. It's great.
How do you go back? I'm just curious, because in podcasting we have to also try to drum up sponsorship. But how do you go about it on your end when you reach out to us? Do you cold call sponsors or?
Sometimes there are cold calls. We're fostering a relationship right now with somebody that we don't really know. Luckily for us, um, we've been doing it for a long time, and we've been semi-successful, obviously, with it. Not with our social media. Our social media is terrible. If Barb and I could get on board with that, I think it'd be easier for us sponsor-wise. But we'll do some cold calls. But luckily, when we started Outlaw back in the day, it kind of just progresses over into what we've done and what we're doing, and people want to be involved with us. Super lucky, and I say that a lot, but man, we've just put a lot of hard work into this. And Barbara and I, literally 7 days a week, at least 15 hours a day.
Wow.
So we get to enjoy a little fruits of our labor now with sponsors that do want to be involved and don't mind, like, hey, here's some product, and run this, and here's the check. And so,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's just like you do, dude. It's constant work, and everybody's like, you're so lucky, and we are lucky. Man, we work our fucking asses off
Yeah.
every day, all day, to continue to do this. Nothing's given to us, man. It's all been earned.
It's drive.
So,
it's not luck. It's drive.
It's drive. It's 100% drive.
Yeah, because either you have or you don't. I find that where some people have great ideas and you don't execute those great ideas, they never happen. So it's that drive to make that happen where, not a lot of people have
You
that.
said a mouthful right there, Donny. The idea is easy. The execution is the hardest fucking part.
Yeah, everyone's got an
By far.
idea. Like, I got a great idea for this. You're like, oh, let's hear it. That's a really great idea. It's like, unless you can execute it, don't tell me.
100%.
Cure the world. Well, Jim, I can't thank you enough for coming on and giving us a little chatter on Switch to Channel 2, but I think they're calling for us. We better get back to Channel 1 because they're always calling for me. They're always calling for me, Jim.
Okay, but, dude, congratulations. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but yeah, it's great catching up with you, and I look forward to watching you and Barb do some more racing, and then hopefully come out and maybe go on a little Jeep tour ourselves.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Jim.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Love you, man.
Love you too, man. Later.
Yeah. Bye.
Production for Donny.
Go for Donny. Locations for Donny. Go for Donny.
Habitat for Donny.
Go for Donny. Hey Donny, what the hell are they doing?